For nearly 50 years, the federal government has designated the first Thursday in May as the National Day of Prayer, but it's constantly under attack. This year, Reverend Franklin Graham wasn't allowed to speak at the Pentagon as chairman of the National Day of Prayer Task Force. That's because certain religious groups complained about his past comments calling Islam wicked and evil. Graham asked the president to step in, but he hasn't. And Graham is calling the situation a slap in the face to all Christians.
I think it is a put down because there seems to be that Islam gets a pass, that a couple of Muslims can complain about a Christian event at the Pentagon when there's been Christian events for years at the Pentagon. But yet a few Muslims can complain. They can have Ramadan. They have their prayer services there. I don't complain. I'm happy for them to do that, but for them to complain because I don't believe the way they believe, and I don't worship the same God they worship. I worship a different God than what they worship, but we love them.
Graham has not backed down during this controversy and continues to proclaim the good news of Jesus Christ, music to the ears of James Dobson.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate this man because he has been on the front line. He's taken the heat, but he's done it with grace. And what he said just now is why I appreciate him so much, because he takes an opportunity like this and he goes straight for the gospel.
Dr. Dobson tells CBN News that this controversy has actually helped further the gospel.
What Satan intends for evil, God intends for good. It is everywhere. Why are we talking about it today? It is all over the place. And probably the National Day of Prayer, I don't doubt, is getting more attention and more people are involved in it, and I believe more people are going to be praying because of that.
There are some who want to do away with this National Day of Prayer. A judge in Wisconsin has ruled it unconstitutional. The federal government is appealing the ruling. And while Graham applauds the president for doing so, he told CBN News that he's very concerned with how this administration approaches and views Islam. It hits home even more because Graham has a son who's in his 4th deployment in Afghanistan.
Certainly there seems to be that Islam under this administration gets a pass. And that is very concerning to me.
But what may be even more of a concern for the White House is what Dr. Graham told me next.
There were millions of evangelical Christians that voted for Barack Obama in this last election. I don't think they will be at the table next time. I think they've seen things from this administration that concern them, worry them.
Graham says the church's voice needs to be heard.
I believe the Church of Jesus Christ can make a huge difference in these next elections, but you've got to get out and vote. And if we don't do it, we're going to be in trouble.
David Brody, CBN News, Washington.